Hi, this is El Cam. Welcome back to my channel. And some interesting subject came up on the MTA. The new chairman of the MTA decided to cut down on the overtime abuse. He's going to have police follow all the railroad crews around, Metro North Police. You don't think this is a great idea, except for one little problem. The majority of the people on that list that was provided by Empire Center are in maintenance. So, the only contact that the police would be doing, if any, if this proposal goes through, would be engineers, the brakemen, the conductors. Where the abuse is not taking place. These guys will work on the tracks and the tunnels and other places that police cannot get access to. Wishful thinking, but way off the mark. I'll tell you what the problem is. It's one of those knee-jerk reactions. They got to do something to tell the public, hey, we're doing something to correct it. No, that's not the way to correct the problem. The problem started when this guy put in the 15 hours. So whoever signed his OT slip, whoever approved the overtime, whoever did the accounting, and whatever chain of command between the first signature and the time he got the check, that's where you have the problem. That's where you need to take care of the problem. A wellness check on the crews is one thing, but the way he wants it done, you can't get access to the people that are in violation. Because motormen, not the motormen, the engineers, brakemen, and the conductors are the ones on the 10-hour limit on the FRA. These guys with the maintenance went a little cuckoo with the money there. So instead of doing that, you should have found out who signed the overtime slip all the way to the accountant. Well, that's where the breakdown took place. That's where the mistakes were made. That's where the oversight should have been. And they all dropped the ball. The solution is investigate who screwed up. Take the necessary actions against them, from suspension, demotion, or firing. And they won't do that again. Because putting police on them, on the people who are not involved, it's not going to solve the problem. Putting your foot down on these people who keep making these mistakes over and over again will. Because this is not the first time they made blunders like this. When employees on the railroad were retiring and putting in for disability, and there was a lot of people putting in disability, and nobody seemed to pay attention to it until the only female that ever been president of the Long Island Railroad noticed it. The female. That's right. Tom Pendergrass used to be president of the Transit Authority. We used to say Transit. Long Island Railroad and NTA chairman. Not once did he caught this. She did. So as a result of an investigation, employees, doctors, and chiropractors, and anybody else involved either give back the money or went into jail. So that's not going to happen again. So now they'll be looking for that. Meanwhile, you're letting these people off the hook who signed off on this overtime, 15-hour overtime. This is why I don't believe the police thing with the MTA police. There's no MTA police in New York City Transit. You have a transit bureau, but it's under control of the New York City Police Department, not New York City Transit. So I'm not sure how that would work because despite what the TW president was concerned about, well, actually no, the international president, excuse me, no, police are not going to be checking transit employees anytime soon for overtime abuse. Besides, there's only been 2 employees on that list from 2017 that have been on the list for overtime. And once again, not a motorman, not a conductor, not a switchman on that list. I mean, we're allowed to work up to 14 hours or more, but the controls in New York City Transit are much stricter here than it is on the commuter line. So that's why I got screwed out of a lot of overtime. Still pissed? Yep. Anyway, if you want that list of that was produced, the top 50 people who did the overtime, 2017 and 18, you can go to Google and Google it up, and it will produce it for you. Remember, the group that came out with the numbers is Empire Center. They're also on Twitter. Empire Center, Twitter. So you just put Empire Center. So, oh yeah, and the tongue guy showed up in both lists, 2017 and 18. I'm sure he's higher in the 18 than the 17. But he still made a lot of money, man. I don't know how you could do a business. You have to be really nearby the terminal to do something like that. I mean, I heard stories that there was a guy that used to work a lot of overtime in the summer yard, but he had an RV in the yard. So there was no safety violation because as soon as he's finished, he goes home in the RV, sleeps, required 8 hours, got up, and he's back to work. I know it's a crazy story. I can't confirm or deny this happened, but if it did, it's one of these crazy stories you hear down here. So this is Alcan saying so long for now. Don't forget to stop. 15 hours. The only way I could do something like that is on a day off, and then I have another day off to rest it all off because there ain't no way I'm going to be doing that crazy overtime. Not at my age. Right.